Welcome back, folks. Greg Silverman here, your alternative investment scout, scouting the universe for good, profitable alternative investments. This is a come learn with me session where we find some of the articles that rated well in our network, sending to y'all. Thanks for doing that. Thanks for your support. And we read them together in a come learn with me session. Some of these are, well, they're all very interesting. Come on. If you find them interesting, like and subscribe, please. Thanks. All right, crypto founder Do Kwon explains why he's suing the SEC. Okay, juicy. Let's see. The crypto founder going on the offensive in the industry's latest battle with the Securities and Exchange Commission called out a lack of understanding as a big problem among regulators. Terraform Labs co-founder and CEO Do Kwon, who sued the SEC Friday to quash a recent subpoena, explained to Yahoo Finance at Monday's All Market Summit that regulators are still learning that some of the code and protocols launched in the sector are no longer controlled by centralized entities, but rather communities. Wow. Just highlight it all. It's all good stuff. Oh, no, not all that. Good stuff. Wow. Well, that would be a pretty big, if they don't understand that, that's a big problem. All right. Declining to comment on the specifics of his latest lawsuit against the SEC, Kwon pointed to the reality of how new technology is changing, how companies like his quickly cede control of projects that are run by token holders. Okay. I get that. I think more broadly, there's just an explosion of a lot of different projects that are coming into the crypto industry. And usually when there's an explosion of a new industry, some of which may not fit in nicely with existing regulatory or incumbent networks, I think that causes a bit of conflict and friction. Okay. Couldn't have said it better myself. Kwon said, through this dialogue and exchange, you generally end up with frameworks that are a little bit more accepting of innovation and change, and we're happy to be part of that dialogue insofar as proper procedures are adhered to. At issue is Kwon, that's him. Yahoo Finance, Zach Guzman, and Terraform Labs co-founder Do Kwon. Terra. Looks pretty young. At issue is Kwon's case with a legal dispute over the way he was served at a major crypto conference last month, and whether the SEC violated its own rules by targeting Kwon, a South Korean native, after he voluntarily answered questions about the services Terra enables. They served him a subpoena at a conference, huh? Or the way he was served at a major crypto conference last month, where the SEC violates its own rules by targeting Kwon, South Korean native. As the lawsuit documents, the SEC had been inquiring about Terra's mirror protocol, which enables trading of synthetic assets that mirror real-world assets like stocks. Yeah, okay. Well, you're getting into. But I've seen that. I think I've seen that before with some of the ETFs, like the Gold Trust and Silver Trust. I've seen some of that tokenized and being sold on exchanges. I wonder if that's what they refer to. As the lawsuit further details, the SEC asked for documents that Terraform Labs said would be impossible to provide or unrealistic in scope. Kwon, I'm going to highlight that. I think that's important. And I believe it. Kwon, who likened himself to a toy maker, says Terraform Labs doesn't function like a normal hands-on company after conceiving of products. We are creators of these products, and once we create them, we hand them off to the community, including the entire ownership of the protocols. And I think that takes some time and getting used to, he said. Regardless of what regulators think of the issue, there's no change I can make to the mirror protocol. So when we say that mirror is decentralized, it's fully decentralized. There's nothing that the creator can do to sort of cap the growth of the protocol. Man, that's why he's smiling over here, isn't he? I mean, that is just basically the way I interpret this is this thing is so big, we can't control it, and neither can you, the SEC. If it's too big for the SEC to control, How would they control it? Okay. Of course, the process of shutting down projects in today's decentralized finance age looks incredibly different from a few years ago. Kwon admitted that while regulators in the past have been able to control centralized points like websites or apps on app stores, a community like Terra's with more than 3 million accounts was built to be decentralized by nature. For Mirror specifically, Kwon said Terra did not pre-mine any tokens for any financial windfall, doesn't control any of the operating keys that would be able to shut it down, and only operates one front end among dozens that customers use to interact with to trade synthetic assets. Really seemed like a Goliath versus Goliath story, doesn't it? The SEC did not immediately respond to Yahoo Finance comment. For her part, SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce has previously weighed in on the unique challenges the agency faces in trying to regulate decentralized entities. Speaking to Yahoo Finance earlier in October, she warned investors that some projects might be overstating just how decentralized they actually are. Okay. The decentralized world is one that is very new to us because we are used to dealing with usually large centralized intermediaries. So true decentralized projects do pose a challenge, Pierce said. I think what I would caution people to be aware of is that sometimes something claims to be decentralized and isn't, and there is actually a decentralized entity. And I think certain regulators will be looking to that centralized entity. As I was reading this, I was kind of paraphrasing in my head. I said, I think what I would caution people to be aware of is if that is something looks too good to be true, it probably isn't. That's how I read that. Okay. So there you go, guys. Some words of wisdom on that side of things. But there's a great article. I'm really glad you brought this to my attention, back to my attention. Thank you so much to all our readers, and I appreciate that. So if you want to know more about our investment programs, yes, we are involved in the crypto space, have been for some time, and introduced you guys to, well, our network to a fund very early days. The fund's now 10 times bigger than it was when we first brought them on our show. So what show am I talking about? Head over to this URL and learn more about us and our webinars and our introductions to investments. Greg Silverman for another Come Learn With Me session. Out for now.